The pain of powerlessness is excruciating. It is the most painful experience in the Earth School, and everyone shares it. We cannot stop the winter or the summer from coming. We cannot stop the spring or the fall or make them other than they are. They are gifts from the universe that we cannot refuse, but we can choose what we will contribute to life when each arrives. Some people feel good about helping others, and they do so often. They do not realize that their good deeds have a second agenda. They want to be appreciated. Your life is yours to live, no matter how you choose to live it. When you do not think about how you intend to live it, it lives you. When you occupy it, step into it consciously, you live it. The coming and going of the seasons give us more than the springtimes, summers, autumns, and winters of our lives. It reflects the coming and going of the circumstances of our lives like the glassy surface of a pond that shows our faces radiant with joy or contorted with pain. The more aware of your intentions and your experiences you become, the more you will be able to connect the two, and the more you will be able to create the experiences of your life, consciously. This is the development of mastery. It is the creation of authentic power. Unworthiness is the inmost frightening thought that you do not belong, no matter how much you want to belong, that you are an outsider and will always be an outsider. It is the idea that you are flawed and cannot be fixed. It is wanting to be loved and feeling unlovable, or wanting to love and feeling that you are not capable of loving. A responsible choice is a choice that creates consequences that you are willing to assume responsibility for. The winter solstice has always been special to me as a barren darkness that gives birth to a verdant future beyond imagination, a time of pain and withdrawal that produces something joyfully inconceivable, like a monarch butterfly masterfully extracting itself from the confines of its cocoon, bursting forth into unexpected glory. The one characteristic of authentic power that most people overlook is humbleness. It is important for many reasons. A humble person walks in a friendly world. He or she sees friends everywhere he or she looks, wherever he or she goes, whomever he or she meets. His or her perception goes beyond the shell of appearance and into essence. Compassion is loving others enough to say or do what is appropriate from an empowered heart without attachment to the outcome. The choice that frees or imprisons us is the choice of love or fear. Love liberates. Fear imprisons. No one can occupy your generosity except you. Who can occupy your patience when impatience roars through you? Who except you can choose not to act with judgment when all of your thoughts are judgmental? Your life is yours to live, no matter how you choose to live it. When you do not think about how you intend to live it, it lives you. Caregiving has no second agendas or hidden motives. The care is given from love for the joy of giving without expectation, no strings attached. Love grounds you. It orients you. Love brings your awareness to others and yourself. Love opens your mind and heart to others and yourself. Love settles you and gives you balance. A spiritual partnership is between people who promise themselves to use all of their experiences to grow spiritually. They use their emotions to show them how to create constructive and healthy and joyful consequences instead of destructive and unhealthy and painful consequences. This is how to avoid recreating painful situations. Take the time to discover your real intention before you act. If it is to change someone or the world so that you will feel safe or better about yourself, don't act on it, because it is an intention of fear and can create only painful consequences. Religions cannot change you. If you are angry, you will become an angry Muslim or Hindu. If you are righteous, you will become a righteous Christian or Jew. The characteristics of an authentically empowered personality are humbleness, clarity, forgiveness, and love. Caretaking is different from caregiving. Caregiving has no second agendas or hidden motives. The care is given from love for the joy of giving without expectation, no strings attached. It cannot be manipulated or discouraged because love cannot be manipulated or discouraged. The requirements for our evolution have changed. Survival is no longer sufficient. Our evolution now requires us to develop spiritually to become emotionally aware and make responsible choices. It requires us to align ourselves with the values of the soul: harmony, cooperation, sharing, and reverence for life. The spring wakes us, nurtures us, and revitalizes us. How often does your spring come? If you are a prisoner of the calendar, it comes once a year. If you are creating authentic power, it comes frequently or very frequently. A new understanding of power is replacing our old understanding of power as the ability to manipulate and control. The old understanding of power has become counterproductive to our evolution. What used to be good medicine has become poisonous. Pursuit of the ability to manipulate and control now produces only violence and destruction. The hardest times to choose love are the very times when you can most grow spiritually. In fact, they are the only times you can grow spiritually. Each solstice is a domain of experience unto itself. At the summer solstice, all is green and growing, potential coming into being, the miracle of manifestation painted large on the canvas of awareness. At the winter solstice, the wind is cold, trees are bare, and all lies in stillness beneath blankets of snow. At the summer solstice, all is green and growing, potential coming into being, the miracle of manifestation painted large on the canvas of awareness. At the winter solstice, the wind is cold, trees are bare, and all lies in stillness beneath blankets of snow. Your intentions are your non-physical causes that set energy into motion. They create a multitude of effects and, therefore, determine the experiences of your life. This is one of the most important things that you can know. It is also something that you can see for yourself is true. The next time you feel unworthy, inadequate, or inferior, remember that these experiences have nothing to do with humbleness, any more than lowering yourself to connect with another individual has to do with humbleness. There are no lower or higher individuals in the perception of a humble person. There are only souls. There is only love. A spiritual partnership is a partnership between equals for the purpose of spiritual growth. Spiritual partners use their delightful experiences together, as well as their power struggles, to learn about themselves and change themselves. Caregivers attract caregivers and live in a community of love. They are energized by their caring, fulfilled, and they love life. Caretakers attract caretakers and live in the company of resentful victims who see themselves as misused and are fatigued from constant giving with no return. The loving parts of your personality have no trouble loving. That is all they do. You experience the loving parts of as gratitude, appreciation, caring, patience, contentment, and awe of life. Only choices made in love are compassionate. There are no exceptions. Do you have the courage to act with an empowered heart without attachment to the outcome? If not, you have no ability to give or experience compassion. That is the shocking truth. The more you create authentic power, the more the characteristics of authentic power become yours, and the more meaning, purpose, and joy enter your life. The first step is to distinguish the loving parts of your personality that are active from the frightened parts of your personality that are active. In other words, to learn to distinguish love from fear in you. The second step is to choose love, no matter what. Authentic power is the real deal. You can't inherit it, buy it, or win it. You also can't lose it. You don't need to build your body, reputation, wealth, or charisma to get it. When two people in an intimate couple relationship look at their interactions as opportunities to learn about themselves instead of change each other, they are infusing their relationship with the energy of spiritual partnership. When you know your intention, you are in a position to choose the consequences that you will create for yourself. When you choose an intention that creates consequences for which you are willing to be responsible, that is a responsible choice. Caregiving requires the intention of love. Caretaking requires the intention of fear. Not acting in anger when you are angry requires the intention of love. Both the winter and the summer solstices are expressions of love. They show us the opposition of light and dark, expansion and contraction, that characterize our experiences in the Earth School, so that we can recognize our options as we move through our lives. We cannot control what emotions or circumstances we will experience next, but we can choose how we will respond to them. Painful emotions show you what prevents you from creating harmony, cooperation, sharing, and reverence for life. The only way to become authentically powerful is to create authentic power. You cannot wish, want, or command authentic power into your life, although you can try. When someone fears losing your affection, he or she will strive to keep it. Perhaps you have strived to keep someone's affection, too. Fear of loss is not love. You experience your soul each time you sense yourself as more than a mind and body, your life as meaningful, or you feel that you have gifts to give and you long to give them. The essence of a person is not the clothing she wears or the things he does. People who love them do not stop loving them when they change clothing or do other things. Your essence is not even your history, culture, race, or what you think and do. It is your soul. The only things standing between you and a compassionate, wise, and creative person you want to be are matters of choice. Your choice. No one can occupy your generosity except you. Everyone wants to learn the same thing from painful situations, how to avoid repeating them. The non-physical law allows you to use non-physical causes to create non-physical effects and also physical effects. This does not mean that you are not in control of what you create. On the contrary, it means that you are entirely free to create what you want, provided you are aware of how the non-physical law of cause and effect works. We are evolving as one species, not only as Americans, Syrians, Russians, Chinese, and jihadists. We cannot attack one without inflicting forms of violence and destruction upon ourselves. This is our new reality. Our experiences of the solstice depends entirely upon where we are when it occurs. Neither solstice encompasses everyone. Neither can. The solstices stand forever opposed, literally at the two poles of our earth and experiences. There is no other way to change something or someone for the better except to occupy it first. The only person you can occupy is yourself. That is why the only person who can change you for the better is you. Without your decision to change and your commitment to change, you will not change. Commitment and creativity cannot be captured and handcuffed. Inspiration cannot be jailed. The heart cannot be contained. Developing compassion for Congress and politicians is a good way to begin. Practicing the new social activism if you want to make effective changes in the world. Perhaps the most startling new insight of all is that there is no other way to effectively change the world. Each time you choose not to act on a frightened part of your personality, you create authentic power and you grow spiritually. The frightened parts of your personality come less frequently and with less intensity, and the loving parts fill more and more of your consciousness. Anything that we do to make ourselves feel worthy and safe is a flight from the pain of powerlessness. Every pursuit of external power, every attempt to change the world or a person in order to make yourself feel valuable and safe is a distraction from the pain of powerlessness. We are becoming able to see the pursuit of external power for what it is and the futility of trying to escape the pain of powerlessness by changing the world. When we look inward, not outward, we can dismantle the parts of our personalities that have controlled us for so long, such as anger, jealousy, vindictiveness, superiority, inferiority.